So guys, if you are an online seller selling on Amazon, Flipkart, etc., then this video is important for you, because in today's video we are going to discuss how to file GSTR1 for an online seller. Guys, this video is specifically for online sellers. Hey guys, I'm Vivek from Fintech Pro. So without further wasting any time, let's get started. So guys, let's get into the system and understand the competition, and then we will understand that how the GSTR1 form look like, and lastly we will fill the data in GSTR1 form. So guys, this is basically the competition sheet. If you want to know how to compute GSTR1 data, then you can watch this video which I have given in the I button. And if you also want to see how to file GSTR3B, then you can also check that into the description and or at the I button. So guys, let's move to the GSTR1. See, from this computation sheet, we will have to fill data into our GSTR1 return. So I have already logged in into one of our clients. So first you need to go into the file return, and filing return, then you need to select the financial year. It is 2021, and I am showing the return of October 2020. So let's go for October 2020. The due date for October is 31/1/2021. So we will go for prepare online. So basically this is the GSTR1 form. So let me quickly explain you each tab here, then we will go for the data filling. So number one table is for your B2B invoices. In case you made B2B sales either in online or in offline method, you need to mention the detail in this table only. And in next table, table 5A, 5B, in this table you need to mention B2C invoices. Now one thing you need to be take care of, that this is only B2C large invoices. Now what is the meaning of large invoices? See here written that where the taxable value is more than, where the invoice value is more than 2.5 lakh. So let's suppose you made a sale to a customer, normal customer, that is unregistered person. However, the amount is more than 2.5 lakh. The invoice value is more than 2.5 lakh. Then only you need to mention the value in this table. Otherwise, if the invoice value is less than 2.5, then you need to mention here B2C other in table number 7. Okay, so this is the concept of B2C large invoices and small invoices in GSTR1. Our next table is 9B, which is for debit note and credit note. So in this table you need to mention debit notes and credit notes which you have issued. Okay, and now this is for only these invoices. That means B2B invoices. B2B debit note, credit note are mentioned here, and B2C debit note for unregistered large invoices. That means for this table number 4 we have debit note, credit note, this 9B, and table number 5B we have debit note and credit note in 9B. Okay, now what about debit note, credit note of B2C small invoices? That you need to adjust in table number 7 only. That means a B2C invoice from a small taxpayer need to adjust in the same month, and then you need to fill the final figure here. Okay. Our next column is 6.8, that is for export invoices. If you export, if you sell on Amazon.com, then you need to mention the data here in export invoices. Then table number 9A large invoices, 9A amendment export invoices, 9C amendment credit note, debit note, and 9C amendment debit note, credit note unregistered. These tables are related to amendment. Now what is this amendment? Let's understand the amendment process in GSTR1. See, once you file GSTR1, you cannot revise GSTR1. So in case you made any mistake in GSTR1, how did you rectify that mistake? You need to file an amendment in upcoming return. So let's suppose I am filing the return for October month, and I have to make an adjustment for the month of September. Now how I will adjust that invoice or that rectification done in current month? I need to enter the data in these tables. Let's suppose I have mentioned an invoice, the invoice value is higher in September month in this table number 4A. So in current month, if I want to reduce the table or I have charged wrong amount, then I have to amend the detail in amendment B2B section. Similarly, if there is amendment in B2C large invoices, I have to make amendment in this 9A amendment B2C large invoices. And accordingly, we have to make an amendment in case there is any rectification in your previous return. Okay, so that is the process of filing GSTR1 for large invoices and B2B invoices. B2B invoices, B2C large invoices. Now let's discuss the B2C small invoices. So this is the detail of B2C small invoices. Now one point you need to take care that when you're filling the data B2C large invoices, you have to report invoice wise. When you are reporting here B2B invoices, you need to report invoice wise. When you are reporting in B2C small invoices, you need to report state wise. Understand the point? You need to report state wise and rate wise. Now what is the meaning of state wise and rate wise? Let's see in this table. I have already entered some data in this. So what you need to do is just add detail. When you add detail in POS, just select the state. First state wise, second rate wise. So in case I have made supply to, let's suppose, Assam, taxable value I need to mention here, and that would be obviously interest rate, and then I need to select the tax rate. So in case I have sold Assam two types of goods, one is taxed at 18%, second one is taxed at 28%. Then I have to firstly mention the 18%, and then in another tab, another details, I have save it and add another one. Then I will select for the 28%. But I have actually entered the data. I am not entering here. You can enter your data accordingly. So I am just showing you that how I have entered data. So these are my sales. See, I have sale in this is basically my client's data. So in Madhya Pradesh, the rate is 12%. Taxable amount is this. IGST this. Central state rate, no central state rate. Now in Uttar Pradesh, since the client belongs to Uttar Pradesh, so taxable value is this, and there would be no IGST. Obviously, if sale in same state, then there would not be any IGST. There would be only CGST and SGST. So I mentioned all the data state wise in this B2C. See, if you are doing online, if you are selling online, then most of your invoices would be B2C invoices. So your 90% data will be fed in this table only. So you need to understand this table very carefully. Now let's move on. Our next table is a nil rated supply. If you made any nil rated supply, then you need to mention data here. If you receive any advance tax, now one point you need to take care, if you receive advance in GST, you also need to pay tax on that advance. So in case you receive any advance, you need to mention details here. Then adjustment of advance, if let's suppose the order is cancelled, then you need to refund that advance. So that adjustment will be done in table number 11B. In table number 12, there would be an HSN-wise summary. Now here you need to understand that HSN-wise summary is not mandatory up to a certain class of employees, certain class of taxpayers. Let's suppose your turnover is up to 1.5 CR, then you are not required to mention the HSN-wise summary. Otherwise, you need to mention a HSN-wise summary. Document issue, you need to mention the documents here. So let me add the number of documents that we have issued. So in this table, you can get this computation sheet from description, or you can also comment down. We will share this computation sheet with you. So there are 34 invoices which we have issued. So from 1 to 34, total invoices 34, cancel 0. So after mentioning the all details of outward supply and then supply from unregistered person, then revise invoice, how much revise invoice you receive, how much debit note you receive, how much credit note you receive, and how much receipt voucher you receive in October month, since I am showing you the data of October month. So for October month, payment voucher you have issued, refund voucher you have received or you have issued, and delivery challan that you have issued, delivery challan for supply on approval. So all the documents that you have issued, you need to mention all those documents in this table only, and at last you need to save that table. So then we will go for GSTR1, and this is document issued. See, there is no data here right now. We have to generate the summary before the data reflect in this sheet. So once we fill all the data, don't worry that if your data is not showing in GSTR1, what you need to do is just generate the GSTR1 summary. Now one important point you also need to note here, that when you generate a summary once, you will have to take a break of 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes you can again generate the summary. Okay, so then if any advance, then these are the amendments column. Amendment in tax liability you have received in advance. So this one, table number 11A, if you have any adjustment in the upcoming month, any amendment in upcoming month, then you need to mention there. And then 11B, amendment of adjustment of advance. That means in this table 11B is the adjustment of advance. So if there is any amendment in that, you need to mention it here. And lastly, if there is amendment in B2C invoices that we have mentioned here, table number 7, if there is any amendment in that invoice, you need to mention that amendment in table 10. After doing all this detail and filling the detail in this form, you need to generate the summary, GSTR1 summary. Once you have generated the summary, just click on refresh button. So as you can see here, the data is showing that it is just generated the summary. Now if I see that all my data will be here, number of documents are there, B2C invoices are there. Let me check once the data. It's 8463 and total tax liability is just a second. Let me check. Total tax liability is 1015.63. Perfect. So all data is matched. Now what I need to do is, I just need to click here, I acknowledgement, and then submit the return. Now before submitting, make a note that you cannot change data once you have submitted your return. So only submit your return when you have entered all the data. So there would be a notification that information that you are about to submit GSTR1, would you like to proceed? No changes can be made in this return after submitting. So yes, we need to file the return. So now we have submitted the return. Now we cannot add any data or alter any data in this month return. Now we can only file the return. Now there is an error when you go for filing of GSTR1, that summary of filing is not generated or not available at this time. Please try again later. This is a very common error, but you need to just wait for a while, for around 5 to 10 minutes, and after that, that error will automatically be corrected. And then what you need to do is just click here, I solemnly declare. You need to click on that declaration and then file with EVC or DSC as the case may be, and after entering the OTP, your GSTR1 is filed. So guys, this is the complete process of filing GSTR1 for online seller. Hope so you find the video informative. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great time.